Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/AITA. In today's episode, AITA for telling my son he can't stay with me when I found out why his wife kicked him out. AITA for making my daughter miss once-in-a-lifetime events, homecoming and senior prom, and delete all of her social media as punishment for bullying. AITA for telling my family how much my fiancé earns after years of them making fun of his job. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. AITA for telling my son he can't stay with me when I found out why his wife kicked him out. My daughter-in-law is pregnant with my first grandchild. She is suffering from placenta previa. She is on bed rest. It would be dangerous for her to have sex. So my asshole son decided that he should cheat. She found out and kicked him out of the house. He came to stay with us because she was having crazy pregnancy hormones. Every time he called her, they would fight. After a couple of days, we told him to go see if she calmed down. Her mom is staying with them, so we weren't worried about her. My wife called her to check in on her and found out the truth. I very upset. When he got home from work, I told him he needed to get out of my house. He wasn't someone I wanted to associate with at the moment, and it would be best if he wasn't near me. My wife tried to say that I was being too hard on him. That I should just give them a chance to work things out. I can't even look at him. I don't want such a stupid boy in my house. My wife and I are still fighting about it, but I am willing to die on this hill. NTA, never TA for such integrity. Your son most definitely is, and, I suspect, his enabling mommy is as well. Kudos to you for doing the right thing. I can't believe Opie's wife is saying he's being too hard on his son, like his son isn't being too hard on his wife, who is currently pregnant, mind you, by cheating. The selective outrage is astounding. Came here to say the same thing. This parent deserves accolades and pays on the back. Well done, soon-to-be GPA. You can love your adult child unconditionally while still holding boundaries and lines. Holding your son accountable for bad behavior and not indulging him and making him comfy is absolutely how you do it right. NTA, you have respect for your daughter-in-law and strong morals of knowing right from wrong. Looks like your son never inherited them. I wish I had done a better job instilling them. NTA. Good, let him rot. Too many parents enable the awful behavior of their adult children, particularly their adult sons, and all it does is cause that overgrown child to continue to act up. And we see way too many boy moms TM in this sub, i.e. women that coddle their male children and encourage them to treat their wives terribly. Good on you for not letting that sort of thing happen in your family. Your daughter-in-law is family and the mother of your grandchild. She needs your support now, not the man that cheated on her and blew up his own marriage. Looks like Opie's wife is very much trying to coddle her adult son and enable his bad behavior. Opie needs to give her a reality check because she will try to undermine him so she can continue enabling her son. NTA. Consequences of his own shitty actions. Good for you for not condoning it. Your grandchild is on their way and grandkid and their mom need all the support. Hell yes, do not let him get away with disrespect and entitlement. A decent husband would be too tired to cheat because they would be doing everything they could to help their wife. She's sick in bed and pregnant with his child. I wouldn't be able to even look at him if he was my son. AITA for making my daughter miss once-in-a-lifetime events, homecoming and senior prom, and delete all of her social media as punishment for bullying? Yesterday, I was informed that my daughter Sam was a part of a group of students who bullied another girl to the point that she had to switch schools. There was a racial aspect to the bullying, which came as a complete shock since my wife and I truly did our best to raise our 3 kids to be kind and honest individuals. I don't believe that a grounding and a confiscation of electronics is harsh enough for what Sam did, so I told Sam that she won't be allowed to participate in homecoming or attend senior prom. I also told her that she won't be getting a car for her 18th birthday either. Finally, I told her that she'll have to delete all of her social media accounts with either me or her mother watching. Sam begged me to allow her to go to senior prom because it's a once-in-a-lifetime event, and keep just her Instagram account because it had pictures going back years that weren't saved anywhere else. I told her that she shouldn't have been a racist bully. My parents are temporarily staying with us while their house is undergoing renovations. They agreed that what Sam did was completely out of line and must be punished, but they think that making my daughter miss homecoming and senior prom and forcing her to delete her social media is far too harsh. NTA, this seems appropriate to the level of offense here, especially the deletion of social media accounts. That said, there's a chance to teach the idea of repentance and redemption. Assuming you are in the US or Canada, I don't think homecoming is a thing elsewhere, so I feel good about that assumption. The school year is just about to start and prom isn't until late April/early May. Create a plan of restorative actions she can take to earn back prom. These actions can include volunteer service, befriending someone who was an outcast at her school, cultural sensitivity classes, and, if possible, something that can positively impact the girl she bullied. Also, giving her something to earn back that lets her have a positive focus for the year. What she did was very wrong, and needs to have consequences, but it can be an important learning opportunity too. Good luck. NTA. The person she bullied has also missed lifetime events, having a trauma-free school life for one. That trumps going to prom or homecoming for me. Let her back up the photos before deleting the social media accounts though. I second the idea of letting her back up her photos. Those are her memories and I would be beyond devastated to lose them. Maybe change the Instagram password and email to yours, and set the account to private so she can't access it until you feel she's earned it back. NTA. The fact that the poor kid moved schools, and the fact that race was part of this tormenting? Seems pretty fair to me. The one thing you missed. I'd also make sure the other parents of this group know. You'll soon find out which parent allows this sort of thing. Oh, this here. Bullying like this usually comes from one person, and that ringleader would likely get it from their own parents. Get this whole group and their parents together and tell them exactly what's happened. See which parent/family crack first. NTA. As a bullying victim myself, thank you for teaching her that there are consequences for such horrid behavior. All these YTA and ESH are clearly from people who have never been bullied. As a bully victim, if I ever found out my daughter was behaving this way, I'd scorch the very earth she walked on. NTA. Victim of racist bullying here. That trauma follows you for the rest of your life, and getting proper help is hard, as even in large cities, it can be difficult to find a therapist that specializes in racial trauma, especially a non-white therapist. Parenting isn't always fun, but your job is to raise a decent human that can contribute positively to this world. Sounds like you're doing your job. I wish more parents take note. NTA. Yesterday, I was informed that my daughter Sam was a part of a group of students who bullied another girl to the point that she had to switch schools. Just let my daughter get caught doing shit like that. If anything, your punishment is rather lenient. AITA for telling my family how much my fiancé earns after years of them making fun of his job? My family is very well educated and full of professionals, including several doctors, surgeons, dentists, etc. I have a good career and make a good living. When I met my fiancé, he was at my house to supervise a roofing crew the insurance company hired to replace my damaged roof. I instantly fell for him when he pulled up in his truck and couldn't keep my eyes off of him for the rest of the day as he gave orders to his men. When we started dating, he was vague about his job and I just chalked it up to him being insecure about me having a better career. I didn't care about our income imbalance. When we got serious, we talked about our future plans, and that was when he told me the full extent of his little construction company. I was shocked that his construction earnings is as much as my dad's surgeon's salary. Gradually he took me around to the handful of construction lots and shopping centers he owns. His rental income combined with his construction earnings is double that of my dad's. He said that few people know about his finances and he expects me to keep what I know to myself. My parents disapproved of him since the first time I brought him home. My dad coined the term toolboy and the rest of my family joined in whenever they talk behind my fiance's back. They don't call him that to his face but instead make snide remarks. Once my mom said during dinner that they're thinking about hiring someone to mow their lawn, then turned to my fiance and asked him what he charges. I always try to defend him and it's a constant battle. It's gotten worse since we're planning our wedding and the other day my nerves just broke. Yesterday parents were trying to get me into getting a prenuptial, then my dad said, "You have to protect your assets just in case Toolboy decides to go slumming." I lost it and yelled at my parents. During our shouting, I blurted out his earnings and that he makes more than both of them combined, then I stormed out. I told my fiancé what happened, but instead of supporting me, he got mad that I told his parents that. I argued that I was defending him, then we got into an argument. My parents and family are mad at me for keeping secrets. My fiancé is mad at me for not keeping secrets. I'm stuck in the middle and don't know what to do. Sounds like your husband likes to build relationships on foundations and merits outside of his finances. Meanwhile, your family looks down on anyone they deem lesser earners than themselves. I know whose corner I'd be in. Apologize to your husband and tell your family to stuff it. Sorry, but YTA. There are plenty of other things you could have said to illustrate how horrible your family was being. You didn't have to throw out numbers. Now, if your family starts acting better, he'll always know it's on the basis of his earnings, not his character. YTA. You love your fiancé, and of course it hurts when your parents make fun of him, but be honest, you didn't do this to defend him. You did it to defend yourself and your choice to marry him. You knew that he doesn't want people to know about his finances, so clearly betraying that trust wasn't a favor to him. Even if he made a lot less, he would still be a worthy human that you love. All you have done is reinforce the notion that it's okay for your parents to look down on poor folks by letting them know that your fiancé isn't one of the poor folks. They honestly sound awful, and I can't believe your fiancé has put up with this treatment for this long, and I can't believe you've allowed it to continue. YTA. Your fiancé told you how much he makes in confidence. You broke his trust because you were angry with your relatives. That makes you the clear asshole. And then you doubled down and tried to claim that breaking his trust was okay because you were defending him. Here's the thing. Your family are snobbish assholes and will likely always be snobbish assholes. Their opinion doesn't matter. You are marrying your fiancé. There is no middle, you're an adult and aren't obligated to make mommy and daddy happy, or to pay any attention to their nonsense. YTA. He's a grown man who can defend himself. If he wanted to defend himself to your family, he would have done so already, or made it well known how much he owns/makes when he met your family. He did not. He told you to keep what he owns and makes to himself, and you didn't. He has every right to be upset about that. You weren't defending him to your parents, you were defending yourself to your parents. If your parents act like this often, why do you see them? Soft YTA. It's a constant frustration with your parents. You could have been vague and said something like a prenup would protect him more than you. But in the end, you should have made your family stop acting like bullying snobs. Your fiancé specifically told you not to tell anyone his income. He was probably secretly enjoying your parents being snobs, not knowing the truth. This is exactly what I was thinking. I would have said something like, he makes more than you think he does, or he's actually the breadwinner in our relationship, without actually throwing out numbers, or even a ballpark number. Then, if any part of her parents' issue is being worried that she's supporting a deadbeat, I agree they should not have thought this in the first place, they won't be worried anymore, but she didn't betray his trust. Sorry Opie, but YTA for two reasons. First, you did exactly what he asked you not to. Second, and far more importantly, you have not cut off contact with your idiot blood relatives. They don't deserve to have any kind of relationship with you and your fiancé. The asshole for not cutting off all contact? That's an insane overreaction. We're not talking about abusive parents, we're talking about snotty parents. Most mature people don't jump straight to never talk to me again. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.